Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. Okay, let's jump right in. Today, the global AI battle, it just shifted. We're not talking about a technology race anymore. This is a full-blown pricing and infrastructure war. Grok is just dominating app stores with this really aggressive zero-sum strategy. And at the same time, in the real world, Qatar Airways and Starlink have basically just killed the market for bad in-flight Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's not just about winning anymore. It's about making it so expensive for anyone else to even play the game. We're watching moves that are aimed at, just irreversible market consolidation, especially in AI.
Let's start right there with that consolidation, because the data we're seeing from the X ecosystem points to this super aggressive strategy from XAI. We've got two posts that really highlight this.
Yeah.
This massive dual-pronged victory.
Market capture on one side, technical dominance on the other.
Exactly. So first, a post from Elon Musk celebrating the Grok AI app. It's reached #1 in Ireland's App Store.
And not just in one category, right?
No, across the board. Top app, overall, and productivity.
And that's not a fluke. It's pure velocity, pure leverage. This comes right after they dominated the US and UK markets. I mean, total downloads are past 10 million now in, early 2026?
Wow.
If you're a competitor, you have to look at how fast they did that. And the answer is pretty simple. They leveraged the features people actually want.
The real-time integration with X.
That's the secret sauce. That, plus this whole perception of, uncensored responses, that's a huge differentiator right now.
It's huge. But it's not just about market share. It's also about infrastructure supremacy. We saw another post, this one from XFreeze, detailing a huge technical win for the Grok voice agent API. It just ranked #1 on Big Bench Audio. That's the big speech reasoning benchmark. You got a score of 92.3%.
And that number, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
We've seen scores kind of stabilize in the high 80s for the big guys. Grok's 92.3. I mean, that just blows past Google's Gemini 2.5 Flash at 88.7 and GPT Real-Time, which is at 87.2.
Yeah.
But again, the real story isn't the score on some spreadsheet.
Right.
It's what that model is actually running on. The same agent is already powering the Grok apps. And this is the key part. It's running in millions of Tesla vehicles.
And that's the loop, the data loop between the social platform, the voice agent, and a huge fleet of cars. It's a massive advantage. So what does this actually mean for, the incumbents? For OpenAI and Google, are they just collapsing?
They are being put under intense, existential pricing pressure. If you look at the economics of it, the Grok voice agent API is priced at 5 cents a minute.
5 cents.
5 cents. That is half the cost of OpenAI's real-time API. XAI isn't just winning on benchmarks. They are actively destroying the margins for anyone else who wants to compete at scale.
But hold on. If they've already locked down Tesla and X, aren't they just building this incredible moat? I mean, are they really trying to collapse the competition? Google and OpenAI, they have other massive revenue streams.
Oh, it's both. They're building a moat, 100%. But they are also deploying a land grab strategy. It's designed to make competitors bleed. I mean, imagine you're a developer, right? You're using an API. You can pay 10 cents a minute for a model that's 87% effective, or you can get a 92% effective model for 5 cents a minute.
The choice is obvious.
It's a no-brainer. This forces OpenAI to slash their prices, even if it's unprofitable, just to stay in the game. And that raises the sustainability question. Is 5 cents a minute profitable?
Probably not.
Not at first, no. It signals this incredible confidence in future revenue that they'll get from that centralized data price you mentioned. The data from social media and cars. That's the real asset here.
That centralized power is a huge story.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears completely now. We're moving from the software architecture of power to the physical infrastructure that's connecting the globe, specifically at 30,000 feet.
From the abstract to the very, very tangible.
Exactly. There's a huge win for global connectivity here. A post from Qatar Airways detailed their massive Starlink rollout. And this isn't just a pilot. They're talking industry firsts, like the world's first 787-8 Dreamliner, fully equipped with Starlink.
The shocking part to me is just the speed and the scale. They equipped nearly 120 planes, 777s, A350s, 787s in under 9 months.
Wow.
To give you some context, that is 50% faster than the timeline they had planned, which was already aggressive.
And for the passenger, the experiences, it's just revolutionary. We're talking free gate-to-gate Wi-Fi.
And the speeds are insane.
Up to 500 megabits per second. Since October 2024, that's over 11 million passengers who had previously been paying a fortune for terrible connections.
And the second-order effect here on the whole aviation market is fascinating. 500 megabits per second for free. That raises the bar for everyone, everywhere. All those traditional broadband providers, the ones with old satellites and high prices, they're now facing an existential crisis.
They literally can't compete, not on speed, not on cost.
Precisely. The only defensible position in this race is ubiquity and speed. Starlink is just moving too fast. It is a game-over move for old-school aviation broadband.
Okay, so let's pivot now from the physical infrastructure of connection to the algorithmic infrastructure of information itself. We saw this highly viral post from Ann Kitstar introducing something called the Polymarket Times.
And the implications of this, they're pretty radical.
It's an AI-generated newspaper, but it uses real-time prediction odds from Polymarket to create its headlines. The idea is to, bypass traditional editorial boards to deliver news that's priced by the market's collective belief.
Okay, but this brings up some really fascinating questions about what objective even means here.
Right.
Because on the surface, sure, it sounds great. Decentralized journalism, raw market data. Exactly, but is it truly objective? I'm not so sure. It feels more like a reflection of collective bias, just expressed through money. If a headline, and this is their example, says there's a 68% chance of Zelensky exiting office by 2026, that reflects market sentiment, not necessarily verified fact.
And doesn't that risk becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy? If enough big players place bets, their money alone could skew the odds. It basically turns the market into this massive, capitalized editorial board that just drowns out smaller facts.
You've hit the core critique. The risk is that this model prioritizes financial. You have to ask, who benefits if the market driven by those with the most capital dictates the narrative? It's an interesting experiment, but you have to be skeptical.
That's a perfect transition. We're moving from these huge global infrastructure wars down to hyper-specific micro-productivity tools. Automation that, actually touches your daily life.
This is where AI stops being theoretical and starts fixing potholes.
Literally. We have to talk about the Karen bot. A post from Levely Duessio detailed how he used Claude Code and ChatGPT to automate infrastructure complaints to the Lisbon City Council. He was reporting potholes, municipal waste, things that had been sitting there for months.
And this is just a perfect example of high-leverage utility. That AI automated the whole bureaucratic process. It generated formal, location-aware emails in perfect Portuguese.
And the result?
Potholes repaired in 3 days.
3 days.
The post mentioned it reveals efficient local governance, but the real takeaway for me is how AI just lowers the barrier for this kind of civic engagement. You just delegate the annoying stuff to an AI.
I have to admit, seeing a pothole fixed in 3 days because an AI wrote a perfect complaint,
Yeah.
That's maybe the most practical use of an LLM I've seen all week.
It's compelling, for sure.
I'm sitting here thinking maybe I need a homeowners association bot for my neighborhood.
We should. But let's bring in the cynical take for a second.
Okay, here we go.
If it's only the tech-savvy people, like Peter Levels, who can do this, does this actually make things more equitable? Or less? Does it just empower the people who are already informed?
The efficiency is great, but its rollout is rarely equitable.
Yeah.
It's the digital divide in a new form.
Exactly. AI as a force multiplier for the technically capable.
So let's look at the corporate version of this. We saw the launch of Weft, described by Akafil, a product manager at Cloudflare. He calls it a Trello-like board, but where AI agents do the tasks for you.
And this is so crucial for the future of knowledge work. It's a self-hosted board built on Cloudflare workers, and it uses Claude agents to handle really complex tasks. We're talking drafting emails, cleaning data in sheets, even creating GitHub pull requests from a simple command.
And the critical safety feature here, we have to highlight this, is that all state changes require manual approval.
That manual approval is the key compromise. It's the solution to all the corporate anxiety about full autonomy. Businesses want agents to do 90% of the work, but they need that 10% of human oversight to prevent, a catastrophe.
Right.
And this launch, coming from a Cloudflare PM, it aligns perfectly with their 2025 AI agent initiatives. They're not just using agents, they're productizing the infrastructure to manage them safely.
From the infrastructure of control, let's shift into the niche world of creation, where high quality is meeting extreme specialization. We have 3 posts that really show how specialized creators are raising the artistic bar. First, in visual effects, a fantastic post from Mikaruwu, highlighting a Zenless Zone Zero VFX tutorial.
Yeah, this tutorial is just mastery made accessible. It's a super fast 26-second After Effects breakdown. It shows exactly how to recreate the game's hollow fissure effect.
Which looks incredibly complex.
It does, but it's just using particle simulations, fractal noise, and glow adjustments. The bigger point is that it shows indie creators how to replicate high-end visuals without needing expensive, greedy software. It's democratizing quality.
At the same time, we have the work of Zuka, a film professor at Tohoku University. He shared this stunning 56-second montage of 2025 UE5 prototypes.
So atmospheric. It's these surreal landscapes with oversized creatures, shadowy giants, massive octopuses, just this beautiful abstract style.
But what's important is the philosophy. He's not pitching a game. He emphasizes that these are iterative WIP experiments. It's about the joy of creation, using Unreal Engine 5 as an artistic tool first.
And now for the complete opposite end of the spectrum, pure theoretical complexity. Kit Langton announced the launch of the Effect Institute. It's an interactive tutorial series on Effect, a Scala library for functional effects programming.
Okay, hold on. Functional effects programming. For anyone who isn't, deep in the back-end coding weeds, that sounds completely impenetrable. So why should you, our listener, actually care about some Scala library?
That's a totally fair question. Let me try an analogy. When developers write code, they're always dealing with errors, doing multiple things at once, concurrency, and managing resources. Most coding methods mix up the blueprint with the actual execution, which leads to bugs.
Okay, so how does Effect solve that?
It separates them completely.
Yeah.
Effect models all your computations as these lazy, composable blueprints. Think of it like building with Legos that always snap together perfectly no matter how complex your design is. It lets teams build massive, complex systems that are just way more robust and reliable.
So if we connect these three things, the VFX tutorial, the UE5 art, and this super complex effect library, what's the through line?
It's the erosion of the middle ground. Creators are succeeding either by making high-end visuals super accessible, like the VFX tutorial, or by diving deep into theoretical complexity to solve huge engineering problems, like with Effect. The tools are either democratizing the high-end or specializing the deep end. The average, middling solution is just being optimized away.
This has been a fascinating journey through the data today. We've hit Grok's zero-sum strategy, the insane speed of global connectivity with Starlink, and the rise of these hyper-specific AI agents in our daily lives.
So, my prediction for tomorrow, based on the intense pricing pressure from Grok and the speed of these technical announcements like Weft, is this. The next big battle will be fought almost entirely over APIs and pricing models, not just raw benchmark scores. The war is shifting from proving capability to proving cost of access.
That forcing function, where high performance now has to be low cost, is a fascinating thought. And the big question for you to chew on is whether you trust high performance at a subsidized price, knowing that the real commodity being extracted is your centralized data, something to mull over.
We'll catch you next time. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.